Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday or beginning of the week workout, depending on when you are doing this one. Our workout today starts block one with a certain number of rounds of repetitions. Just like we've talked about in the past, when you have a set number of repetitions, you are not going for speed, we are going for quality. Take your time. If that means you don't finish the whole workout because you are working so hard at big range of motion and making the movements great, then I'm okay with that. I would rather that than you rush through the workout in order to get to the end. So that being said, our first exercise, I forgot to grab, just like last week, is our kettlebell double squat with the added overhead press. So just a quick review, we've got our nice big bend, quick stand and catch, nice big overhead press. Same exercise we've been working on. The next one, we're adding our dumbbell to our beetles. So if you were a tribe participant from before, especially fit, I think we added them in life as well, then you have done these before. But if you were not, you're going to take the smallest dumbbell that you have and set it between your hands. And then you're going to get into your beetle position. So it is all fours, feet, no knees on the ground. From here, we're going to execute the same beetle we always do, which is that leg through the middle. But as you rotate, the hand that's coming up in the air is going to take that dumbbell. It does not have to reach over your head. I am perfectly happy with that dumbbell right in at your chest. If you have never done these before, go with the dumbbell in at your chest for security first before you take it away from the body. So from there, you rotate back through and set it on the ground. And then just switch sides. Pick up the other arm, rotate it through, back to center, and switch. Your goal is to stay just as smooth on your rotations as you are with your regular beetles without the dumbbell. A couple of tricks on this one. The stronger and tighter your core is, the easier it'll be. Number two, the more weight that you keep on the arm on the ground, the easier this one will be. If you tend to do beetles with your arms really far out in front and you do them right here, rather than close in and dropping that shoulder down, it'll be a little bit more challenging. So try to keep your body in nice and tight and rotate really close together. If your dumbbell is still too much, if you don't have anything other than a 10, you've never done these before, grab anything else. Even a bottle of water, anything that you can put your hand around. We'll also work on this one to try for the first couple times. Okay, left and right on that one, so make sure you pay attention to your number. Then we have our dumbbell half get up with the hip lift from the half get up with the hip lift from last week, but we're gonna add a dumbbell to it. So, same position as last week. We've got straight leg and straight arm on the ground. The knee up is the hand that's up, and that's where that dumbbell is gonna be. So I'm gonna take my half get up to right here. Then I'm gonna take the same hip lift we did last week. The arm is not gonna move from pointing at the ceiling. And then back down. So again, lean over onto that side, half get up, lift, and back down. All right, nice and easy. We're not really adding too much to that one. And if you can keep your arm directly pointed at the ceiling at the same spot, you're not gonna feel a huge difference with that dumbbell. Now that being said, if you let your arm go across your body or backwards, you're going to feel a significant difference with that dumbbell, and probably not in a good way. It's gonna really pull on all the little muscle groups in your shoulder. So if you start feeling your shoulder a lot, you gotta check that that arm is in the right position, alrighty? If you still can't figure that one out, it's bothering your shoulder or anything else, send me a message and we will FaceTime and chat about it. Okay, the last one is our walking push-up from last week, but we're gonna go single leg. So for the first half of these, if your rep count is 8, then you're gonna do 4 on one side, 4 on the other. We're gonna keep them separate so we're not switching our feet all the time. So I'm gonna show you from this view first, and then I will change up my view. So I'm gonna take one leg and wrap it over the other. So now I'm only on one leg. So just like last week, I'm gonna take my step narrow, step wide, push up, back to center, out wide, push up. 4 on one side and then 4 on the other side. As an alternative, if you want a little bit more challenge on this one, you can actually keep your leg lifted the whole time. So together, apart, push up, together, apart, and push up. That works great too. So if you're looking for that extra challenge, lift up the leg and keep it up. If you don't want the extra challenge, cross that leg over and keep your legs nice and tight together. Okay, moving on to the next block. So our next block, we have 3 exercises. They are all core of some kind. You're gonna hit them for 30 seconds and then or 60 seconds and then for 30 seconds. And then later in the workout, you're gonna come back and repeat that. So the first one is a dumbbell crab. So we've done a lot of single leg crabs in the last few weeks. We're just adding a dumbbell to it. So pay attention to what I do with my arms. So on this first one, I'm gonna take left leg and right arm into the air. Instead of reaching forward for my foot, I'm gonna reach the dumbbell straight up to the ceiling. So it's gonna be reach up, back to center, up, back to center. Slow and steady. So the first round, you're gonna have a full 30 seconds on that side, and then you'll drop half time but only have 15 seconds on that side. So when you switch sides, make sure again that your arm reaches straight up. So think about your foot can come to your arm, but you don't want your arm to go towards your foot. Just like we talked about with the get-ups, with that arm over your head, if you start letting that arm fall forward or backwards, you're gonna have a pretty good strain on the shoulder. We're looking to engage all the little stabilizing muscles, but we're not looking to strain them by reaching really far. So, exercise number 2 is our bicycle, but we're gonna slow them down a little bit and find a hold in between. So, this is our in-between position. So I take a bicycle, pause, bicycle, pause. So what I really want you to remember is that your in-between position is everything stretched out really far. It's not pause on the crunch. We are actually pausing on the reach away. We press that low back down, abdominals pulled in nice and tight. Try to keep the feet as low as you can. Third exercise. We have our Superman with a 2-second pause at the top. So, legs stretched out behind, glue those heels together first thing. Arms reach out as front, trying to keep them as close to your shoulders as you can. You remember you want to keep your eyes always looking at the floor. We don't want to crane the neck back. So from here, we're going to take our lift. Everything squeezes. 1, 2, tap the ground, lift. 1, 2, tap, lift. 1, 2. That's what you're going to keep going for the full time. Remember, as always with a Superman, your abdominals and your glutes have to be engaged. If they are not engaged, you're going to feel the musculature of your low back. Not in a good way. You're going to feel more of a strain. It's okay to feel the muscles that run down your spine and into your low back. We want to feel them a little bit because we are working those muscles, but they should not be the only muscles working. If they are, you will be sore in your low back. We don't want to be sore there. Okay, so those are your 3 exercises for block 2. Block 3, we have 2 exercises, both stability ball. First one is going to be that rollout that we've been working on in the last week or so. Forearms are up on top. You have 2 choices here. You've got either knees up, so you're taking your roll away right there. Remember, you try to press your hands down, or you have the knees down. So remember, if you have your knees down, the first thing you want to do is to take your arms all the way to the front of your ball, so that when you roll into starting position, your hips can come down and you still have a nice range to roll with. Always keeping those hips, oops, fell off sideways. Always keeping those hips in line with your shoulders and your knees. Nice straight line, no bottom out. Now, if you're using your feet and not your knees, remember that you want your elbows to be directly underneath your shoulders so that when you roll, you're looking for an inch or two forward and tuck them right back under the shoulders. We don't want to bring them all the way back to our sides because now I'm not really doing anything other than taking a nap on my ball. So elbows under the shoulders, roll, return. Then you're gonna flip to your back. And again, you have a choice, either on your hip bridge or hamstring rollout. So if I'm on my hip bridge, remember that's legs bent, bottom of your shoe on the ball, pelvis tucks under for the lift and lower, lift and lower. If you want to up the ante a little bit and take it as your rollout, you're going to take the back of your calves on the ball, hips come up, and you're going to roll all the way in, lifting your hips as you roll in. So the finished position is the same as the hip bridge. And then it's a slow roll away. Use the glutes, squeeze that ball in, and roll it away. The hip rollout, or the hamstring rollout, will take a little bit more effort from the hamstrings. Sometimes when we're not quite strong enough on these, we feel it in the connection to the knee, on that hamstring connection. If you're feeling a lot of that, then back off a little bit on how many rollouts you're doing. Maybe roll out for the first 5 and then bridge the rest of them. We definitely want to increase the amount of tension we put on our hamstrings, but we don't want to strain them into the base of the knee right there. So pay attention to that and let me know if you're not sure. All right, those are the only 2 exercises in that block. You're just going to go through it twice. Block 4, you're going to repeat the second block with all the core exercises. And block 5, you're going to repeat the stability ball exercises. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Have a fantastic workout, and I will see you soon.